What if I told you that a Korean-Canadian animator just broke the internet with a movie that has Disney executives scratching their heads? A film that's currently beating every major studio release on Netflix, with a soundtrack that's made a fictional K-pop group the third most streamed in the world? We're talking about a movie that's not only dominating Netflix's top 10 in all 93 countries, but has also charted at #1 on Apple Music, Spotify's weekly top albums, and just earned a 2026 Academy Award nomination for Best Original Song. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible journey of Maggie Kang, the visionary creator and director who conceived the original idea for K-pop Demon Hunters and spent 7 years fighting to get it made, proving that sometimes the most unconventional ideas create the biggest waves. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about what might be the most unexpected animation success story of 2025. While Disney and Pixar have been struggling with box office flops, a relatively unknown director at Sony Pictures Animation just delivered a knockout punch that nobody saw coming. The 7-year battle begins. To understand how revolutionary K-pop Demon Hunters really is, we need to understand the woman behind it. Maggie Kang was born in Seoul, Korea, but grew up in Toronto, Canada. She studied classical animation at Sheridan College, the same school that produced many of the legends working at Disney and Pixar today. For over 15 years, Kang paid her dues in the animation industry. She worked as a storyboard artist at DreamWorks on films like Puss in Boots and The Croods, moved to Illumination, then became head of story at Warner Animation Group for the Lego Ninjago movie. She was building an impressive resume, but like many artists of color in Hollywood, she was always working on other people's stories. Then, 7 years ago, she had an idea that would change everything. What if she could combine her Korean heritage with the explosive popularity of K-pop and create something entirely new? What if animated female characters could be funny, weird, and imperfect? What if a movie could be both a musical and an action film, both Korean and universal? Hollywood's response? Silence. Skepticism. The usual, that's too niche feedback that kills so many diverse projects before they even start. But Maggie Kang wasn't backing down. For 7 years, she refined her pitch, developed characters that felt like real people, and faced rejection after rejection. In a recent interview with Variety, she said, "For me, it's been 7 years since I pitched this, almost to the day. You're really working in a hole. You have no idea. You're looking at the same stuff over and over again for a few years, the same jokes, the same moments." Act 2, finding her voice, and her cast. The breakthrough and the fear. The breakthrough came when she finally found a home at Sony Pictures Animation. Unlike other studios that might have sanitized her vision, Sony, fresh off their success with the groundbreaking Spider-Verse films, was ready to take risks on bold, visually distinctive projects. But even with Sony's backing, Kang faced a terrifying reality. This wasn't just another animated sequel or remake, this was completely uncharted territory. A standalone genre that blended K-pop, Korean mythology, and female-driven comedy in ways that had never been attempted in mainstream animation. As production ramped up, industry insiders were skeptical. Trade publications questioned whether American audiences would connect with such Korean-specific content. Focus groups were mixed. The marketing department struggled to find comparable films to reference in their campaigns. Kang remembers lying awake at night, wondering if she'd fought for 7 years only to create something that would disappear without a trace. "There were moments where I thought, what if I'm completely wrong about this? What if no one outside of my Korean friends gets it?" Bringing the characters to life. But everything changed when Kang began the casting process. She wasn't just looking for voice actors. She was searching for souls who could embody these complex, flawed, beautiful characters she'd spent years developing. The audition for Rumi, the group's perfectionist leader struggling with anxiety, brought Kang to tears. "When I heard her voice crack during the emotional breakdown scene," Kang recalls, "I knew we had found something special. This wasn't just voice acting, this was someone who understood what it meant to carry the weight of expectations." Daniel Day Kim's audition for the mentor character brought a gravitas that surprised everyone. He improvised this line about how demons aren't the real enemy, it's the voices in your head telling you you're not enough, Kang remembers. "In that moment, I realized this movie could speak to anyone who's ever felt like an outsider." The most magical moment came during Byung-hun Lee's recording session. Playing the mysterious Soulja Boy leader, he began singing the seductive demon song Soda Pop, with such haunting beauty that the entire studio fell silent. "Everyone got chills," Kang says. "We realized we weren't just making a movie, we were creating something that could genuinely move people." The turning point. As word spread about the unique casting and the authenticity of the performances, industry skepticism began to shift. Early test screenings showed something unprecedented. Audiences weren't just entertained, they were emotionally invested. Young Asian viewers saw themselves represented in ways they never had before. Non-Asian audiences connected with the universal themes of friendship, identity, and finding your voice. The initial skepticism about the standalone genre quickly transformed into excitement as the film gained traction through word of mouth and social media buzz. Act 3. Revolution and Transformation. The cultural phenomenon unfolds. When K-pop Demon Hunters launched, it didn't just succeed, it exploded. The fictional group Hunter/X became the third most streamed K-pop group in the world, beaten only by BTS and Stray Kids. Netflix's merchandise shop saw a 400% increase in new customers. The film reached #1 in 33 countries, proving that Kang's vision of combining Korean culture with universal themes could resonate across borders and languages. But the real revolution was happening in animation itself. Co-director Chris Applehands made a statement that every studio executive should pay attention to. The conventional wisdom about what an animated film can be is narrower than it should be in the US. It's a narrower vision than what's possible, and audiences are outgrowing that. Kang had fought against Hollywood's fear of portraying female characters as genuinely funny, flawed, and real. Her response to industry pushback? Screw that. She instructed her animators to give the girls cavernous nostrils, freckles, bags under their eyes, to make them look human, especially in their most vulnerable moments. Lives changed forever. The impact extends far beyond box office numbers. Voice actress Sarah Chun, who played Mira, shared how the role transformed her career. "For the first time, I got to play a Korean character who wasn't defined by trauma or stereotypes. Mira gets to be silly, powerful, scared, and brave, sometimes all in the same scene. This movie gave me permission to be fully human on screen." Director of photography Janet Kim found her own relationship with her Korean heritage through the project. "Working on this film helped me reconnect with parts of my culture I'd been hiding. Now my daughter asks me to teach her Korean songs, and I'm proud to do it." The fan response has been equally transformative. 17-year-old viewer Maya Park wrote to Kang, "Seeing Zoe struggle with perfectionism while still being the funniest character made me realize it's okay to be imperfect. I stopped hiding my Korean identity at school and started a K-pop club. This movie literally changed my life." Key takeaways for the future. What can creators learn from Maggie Kang's extraordinary journey? First, persistence and vision matter more than industry approval. 7 years of rejection taught Kang to refine her concept without compromising her core truth. Second, authenticity creates connection. By building the entire story around her cultural heritage and personal experiences, Kang created something that resonates globally precisely because it's so specifically Korean. Third, audiences are far more sophisticated than Hollywood assumes. The success of K-pop Demon Hunters proves that viewers crave complex narratives, innovative animation styles, and characters that break traditional molds. Finally, representation isn't just about doing the right thing, it's about unlocking stories that can move the world. The ripple effect continues. Today, Kang maintains close relationships with her entire cast and crew. "We text each other constantly," she laughs. "We're like a real K-pop group now, except instead of concerts, we're planning the sequel." The success has opened doors for other Korean-American creators, with Sony Pictures Animation announcing 3 new projects featuring Asian directors. Other studios are scrambling to find their own unconventional stories, though Kang warns against simply copying the formula. It's not about K-pop or demons, it's about having the courage to tell your truth, even when everyone says it won't work. As animation continues to evolve, Maggie Kang's 7-year journey from rejected pitch to global phenomenon stands as proof that the future belongs to creators brave enough to imagine something completely new. The revolution has begun, and it's being led by a Korean-Canadian woman who refused to compromise on her vision. The future of animation looks bright, bold, and beautifully diverse. Have you watched K-pop Demon Hunters yet? Let me know in the comments what you think about this animation revolution. Are you ready for more diverse, authentic stories that connect with the human in all of us? Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed diving deep into Maggie Kang's incredible journey, subscribe for more stories about the people changing entertainment, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.